Good morning. Thought maybe I'd get out here and do a quick video right quick. Quick video right quick. And before it got too hot in here and the air conditioners and fans had to be on. I wanted to address something that has came up in social media a time or two, and also in, well, I guess YouTube is social media as well. But there were some questions made when I did the Liberty or Death, questioning why I was messing around with new designs when I had so much on the books, and is just questioning why I did that. Okay, and I thought maybe I would address that. First and foremost that is my passion, is developing and designing new knives. And knife designs. That is how I blow off steam. That is how I relax. That is how I stay involved. Standing at a grinder and 12, 13 hours a day is not fun, folks. Trust me, it is not fun. Or standing in front of a hot kiln all day is not fun. So a lot of people, they go fishing, they go camping, and I do that stuff too, but not as often as I should. But they have other hobbies, and so my hobby is design development. That is my passion. That's what got me into knives and building knives, is because I couldn't find anything on the market that fit my needs. So I decided that I would just make my own. Now, I've often told the story of trying to order a custom-made knife, and it was going to be a 3-year wait, and I said, well, I'll just make it. Which that kind of led me into it, but I was always searching for that knife or that design that fit me. And so I thought that was it, and I actually made it, and it was not it. So that's where the dual grinds came into effect, was because, as I've said in many videos, I don't use every portion of that blade the same, so why have the same grind? So anyway, that's where I started playing around with dual grinds. We all, as knife makers, stand on the shoulders of those who've gone before us. So I took what Dave Beckett did with the wilderness survival knife that he's done, that was named the Tracker, which was not a very good representation of his design. His design is just phenomenal, but the Tracker is not really a good representation of his design. But anyway, his wilderness survival knife is one of the things that got me to really thinking. Then I saw the Mora 2000, which became the Cansball, which has a multi-grind. Then later on, I found out that Bob Lovelace had actually was the first one that anybody could see that did a dual grind when he was in Alaska. He had a shop in Alaska years ago and did a dual grind there. I don't know why he didn't continue that, probably because it wasn't as popular as his drop point, which kind of took the world by storm. But anyway, Bob Lovelace is one of the designers that started playing around with dual grinds way back in the 70s. So, dual grinds is not new. And I'm just taking it and hopefully taking it to the next level. I don't know, but it is something that I enjoy doing. And so I'm constantly playing around with that because it blows off steam, and it keeps me interested in doing what's on the books. Okay, if I didn't blow off steam, then I would burn out pretty quick. Okay, because and we're putting a dent in it. Several months ago, we was up to about 600 back ordered. I think we're down to around 300 now. So we are knocking it down. We are progressing. And then on weekends, I play around a little bit. I may take a few hours here and there and work on a new design. That's where this came from. This has been in development. It didn't happen last week. It's happened over several weeks, okay? So that design, and this one was just a salvage from a bad grind. I just threw the blade up on the shelf and said I'd come back to it. So I just played around with this grind and put a handle on it. And this one was something that was just in my head, that I played around with a blank for a few weekends and developed this kind of tactical knife, has a saber going into a Scandi with a false edge on top, and it's well balanced. If you've seen the video on social media, it shows me throwing it into a tree at about 10 feet. So I mean, it's in 3V. So it's a phenomenal knife, well balanced, good throwing knife, good tactical knife. Could be military applications to it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a combat soldier, but you know, you guys that are may find that interesting. I don't know. Then here's another one. This is kind of a triple grind, different take on the camp knife. It's got a Scandi going into a low saber, into a high saber for a butcher style tip. But you also have from here on, you have the flat portions for not only kitchen prep, like a kitchen knife, but you also have wood processing with the thickness and the wedging properties and all this other stuff. So I'm constantly expanding, practicing grinds. That's grind practicing as well, developing new skills, because as a business owner, if you're not looking at 6 months down the road, a year down the road, then you're not going to be in business long. Okay, not many people stay in business doing the same thing over and over and over. You have to be be fresh. You have to be new. You have to bring new people into the fold. You always have to be expanding and growing, maybe not in size, but growing your audience and interest in the market. Because let's face it, in most cases, people's attention span is not that long. If you don't keep things fresh and exciting and new, then they go somewhere else. And I don't want you to go somewhere else. I want you to stay with WC Knives because they're the best. And but anyway, so I hope that explains why I do this. Not only does it keep my mind fresh and exciting, it also brings in new clientele. It helps the business continue to grow and expand, and you know, and it is what it is, folks. I mean, this is a handmade shop. If you want to buy a knife and get it within a week or two, then WC Knives is not your gig. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. If you can't wait several months to get a handmade, handcrafted knife, then I would suggest going somewhere else. It's just that simple. I don't want to be harsh, but I mean, and some people are just not geared to wait like that, and I understand that because I wasn't willing to wait 3 years for a handmade knife. I wasn't willing to wait 10 years for a wood lower, you know. But when you start talking handmade, handcrafted knives, then it's a different game. It's a different process. I don't have a whole lot of people in the assembly line putting knives together. You know, maybe one day, I don't know. I tried that. Like I said in other videos, in the last 2 years, I've gone through 9 personnel trying to train and get them involved in the shop. And about the time I got them to where they were trained, they went off and did something else. Oil field called, you know, and it's hard to compete salary-wise with somebody who's after the money instead of after the heart, the soul, the passion. Okay, if somebody's after the money, and let's face it, that's what 90% of the population right now is after the money. They're not interested in the job. They're interested in the money. And when you have somebody around here locally, chicken plants is willing to pay $17, $18 an hour for somebody out of high school with a $2,000 signing bonus, then I can't compete with that. Because in the first few weeks, you're going to cost me money. You're going to mess up many knives that is money out of my pocket. and in training process, I'm going to lose a lot of money. So if I don't keep you around for several years and you don't want to stay for several years, then I don't recoup that. Okay, it's not beneficial to WC Knives. And until you get into the shop and see the process, it's hard to explain how detailed and how intricate the building or making a knife is. It's not something you're gonna come in off the street and learn in 2 weeks. Okay, it's taken me 10 years to get to the point to where I can grind these things. It's taken me 10 years to learn how to put a knife together, how to heat treat a knife. And yeah, I can lessen the learning curve a little bit by giving you pointers and teaching, but it still takes time with hands-on experience to actually get it. And there's just not anybody that I've found yet that is willing to do that. There was one, and he stayed around for a couple of years, but then he went off and did his own thing. So anyway. But I hope that, I didn't want to get off on a tangent, but I hope that explains why I'm constantly developing new designs, because me too, I am still looking for that perfect knife. That's what drives me. And when that drive stops, then it's time to go and do something else, to be honest. Anyway. I hope I explained that well. I didn't want to come off too harsh on that, but yeah, if you can't wait, and then perhaps a WC knife is not for you. That's about the sum of it. And the new designs is something that keeps me excited, keeps me involved. It also brings in new clientele, new people into the fold, and keeps people interested in WC knives. Okay, so it's a personal thing, but it's also a business thing. All right, and that's about as honest as I can get. Until the next one, you guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take a child with you, get the opportunity, and don't forget those plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. And I appreciate and thank each and every one of you for your support of WC Knives and allowing me to live my dream. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.